We've been saying it for months. The mainstream media mob refuses to do any vetting of Joe Biden. Now, since the end of August, he has taken fewer than half the questions that President Trump has taken from reporters. And with only 20 days until the election, the Biden campaign's strategy is now clear. Hide. Keep Joe hidden from the public. We, the people, run out the clock, ask no tough questions. Tonight, White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany was locked out of a personal Twitter account after sharing that story that we mentioned earlier about Hunter Biden. She wasn't alone today. Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey is now admitting Twitter's actions on the article were, quote, not great. You think, Jack? Here with more White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany. Number one, how are you feeling? You had your COVID diagnosis. Not fun, I'm sure. How are you feeling now?
Still feeling great. No symptoms, so I can't complain. A lot better off than a lot of Americans were. So I am very.
Yeah, well, I will say you're younger and healthier, unlike me, old person. We're at greater risk, which of course nobody likes for anybody. And hopefully with the new therapeutics and vaccine on the horizon, that's all great. So you got locked out today. I really didn't understand from @Jack what he was trying to say. Because if you share a the Russia-Trump conspiracy theory, I don't remember people getting locked out for those lies that we now know they shared then and even today still share.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It made no sense what he said. And consider this, Sean, this was a news story with emails, pictures of the emails, which even the Biden campaign does not dispute the authenticity of the emails. They had a chance today, they did not. But meanwhile, you're allowed a story about President Trump in the Atlantic where you had more than 20 sources on the record disputing the content of the email. You have the Ayatollah of Iran tweet death to Israel, and this is permitted on Twitter, but not an email that is reported, by the way, by Fox News's news division, by the New York Post, a credible outlet. You are not allowed to share that information. And make no mistake, if they can ban the press secretary of the United States for President Trump, they can ban you as a citizen, and that is pathetic.
That's a great point. Our own Adam Housley on his account has confirmed the authenticity of that, as have other media outlets that have been reporting on the story. I hear there's a lot more to come. Do you know what's coming?
I don't, and it's not a temporary blockage. When I log onto my Twitter account, it says I'm permanently banned. They essentially have me at gunpoint and said, unless you delete a news story reported by the New York Post, I cannot regain access to my account. This is censorship. It is not the American way. This is not how a freedom-loving democracy operates. And we have to hold Twitter accountable. And Facebook, too, is banning the transmission of the story simply because ideologically it hurts the side of the aisle that Silicon Valley prefers. It's sad. It's censorship. This is not America.
Yeah, well, the double standard is very clear. When the president in the debate with Joe Biden brought up the First Lady of Moscow and the $3.5 million payment, we had Senator Ron Johnson on earlier, and he confirmed, yeah, that all happened. Just like the Russian oligarchs, the Kazakh oligarchs, the Russian nationals, Kazakh nationals, Ukrainian nationals, Chinese nationals, and all of these monies together. I mean, this is the Biden family business while he is vice president. Imagine if the last name was Trump. How do you think the mob and the media would be acting?
Oh, it'd be all over Twitter. Everyone would be reporting it. It'd be the top news story. It'd be the top trend on Twitter because there's one standard for Trump and another standard for anything on the other side of the aisle. But it's breathtaking that for years, really, for at least more than a year, Joe Biden told us, I had nothing to do with Hunter's business dealings. And today we get an email that says Hunter introduced a Ukrainian oligarch to his father, Joe Biden, and that email is censored, blacklisted, erased from Twitter and Facebook, and anyone who mentions it is banned from the public platform.
All right, thanks, Kelly. We wish you continued good health and a quick recovery, as we wish everybody.